Donald Trump just wrapped up a disastrous press conference. It may be the most bizarre and dangerous one I've seen yet, and that's saying something. The purported purpose of this press conference was for Donald Trump to announce that he does not want pregnant women to take Tylenol, acetaminophen, which he did not know how to pronounce. Donald Trump then gave recommendations for how medication and vaccines should be dispensed based upon the way he feels. And so he just started spreading the most deranged and unhinged conspiracies, which he's now implementing into policy, which is going to result in people dying in the United States of America. So let me show you what went down here. Donald Trump at this press conference starts yelling, "Do not take Tylenol. Do not take it." And this is based on debunked kind of quackery right here. But here he is telling pregnant women incorrect advice about what they should be doing or should not be doing. Horrible stuff right here. Play this clip.
Don't take Tylenol. There's no downside. Don't take it. You'll be uncomfortable. It won't be as easy, maybe, but don't take it. If you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol. And don't give it to the baby after the baby is born. And you know what? We have more than 3 years.
Then Donald Trump does not know how to even pronounce acetaminophen. You may want to learn how to pronounce it before you start to ban it and talk about what your gut tells you instead of what the science actually says. Play this clip.
First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of well, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol during pregnancy, can be associated with a very increased risk of autism.
And folks, I think Tylenol's makers actually have a huge lawsuit against Donald Trump right now. But I'm not even thinking about the lawsuit so much as I'm thinking about the medical community right now and doctors and physicians and what they're supposed to do and patients, most importantly, and women and babies and children. I'm a father of an 11-month-old and I know what types of vaccines and medication was needed to keep my baby girl safe, and just to think about the lies being spread right here. Donald Trump then says the MMR, I think, should be taken separately. That's based on what I feel. So you're talking about what? Polio and measles and mumps and rubella based on what you freaking feel? Here, play this clip.
I also, and we've already done this, we want no mercury in the vaccine. We want no aluminum in the vaccine. The MMR, I think, should be taken separately. This is based on what I feel. The mumps, measles, and all the three should be taken separately. And it seems to be that when you mix them, there could be a problem. So there's no downside in taking them separately. In fact, they think it's better, so let it be separate.
Then Donald Trump talks about what he feels about hepatitis B, and he says, I think that you should wait until you're 12. That's how I feel. What do you mean that's how you feel? Maybe you should be focused on what the peer-reviewed medical literature is rather than telling us your feels in some brain rot slop dished out from the White House. This is crazy. I don't know how else to describe it. Play this clip.
Vaccines. Hepatitis B, again, that's sexually transmitted. And we think you should wait. I think you should wait till 12. You know, I'm making these statements from me. I'm not making them from these doctors, because when they talk about, you know, different results, different studies, I talk about a lot of common sense, and they have that too. They have that too a lot. But I recommend the hepatitis B. Take it at 12. Sexually transmitted. You don't have to give it to the baby when the baby's 2 years old. And there are a lot of theories on that, but not when they're 12. It's not, doesn't.
And then Donald Trump wants to be clear after mispronouncing acetaminophen multiple times. He's like, just to be very clear, I'm talking about Tylenol. Don't take it. And he keeps repeating that over and over again. Let's play it.
So I just want to say acetaminophen is basically Tylenol, essentially, because I noticed that term is used throughout this conference. So it's essentially Tylenol.
Then Donald Trump talks about a friend of his, he says, who takes the fat pill, but they're still fat and it's not working well. This is what he's doing from the Oval Office. Play this clip.
$1,300 for a shot of like an Ozempic or the fat, I call it the fat pill or the fat drug. Sometimes it works, I guess, for people. The ones I've seen, it hasn't worked so well. I got a lot of friends, they're fat. They said, yeah, I lost some weight. I said, you don't look it to me. But they paid $1,300, $1,200, and they go to London and they pay $88. And they call me, they go, what's this all about? We're subsidizing the rest of the world stupidly because we have a lot of stupid people in this country running things. And how big is that? But to me, that's nothing compared to autism. I see that gorgeous.
And then he spreads this deranged lie that people in Cuba, because they can't afford Tylenol, they don't get autism in Cuba because they can't afford Tylenol. And he says there's a rumor going around, just even though this is completely false. Now, you shouldn't start saying something in the Oval Office as there is a rumor. Here, play this clip.
This country is going through what parts of the world are going through. And I will say there are parts of the world that don't take Tylenol. I mean, there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's so or not, that Cuba, they don't have Tylenol because they don't have the money for Tylenol, and they have virtually no autism, okay? Tell me about that one. And there are other parts of the world where they don't have Tylenol, where they don't have autism. That tells you a lot.
And then he goes from saying that Cubans don't get autism to saying that the Amish don't get autism. That's, again, not true, but he goes, there are certain groups of people, he said, that don't get autism. Here, play this clip.
When you go from 20,000 to 10,000, and then you go to 12, you know there's something artificial. They're taking something. And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism. That have no autism. Does that tell you something? That's currently, is that a correct statement, by the way?
There are some studies that suggest that, yeah, with the Amish, for example.
The Amish, yeah, virtually. I heard none. See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say. But you have certain groups, the Amish as an example, they have essentially no autism.
And then Donald Trump claims that people in California are more susceptible to autism. Again, this is just entirely false. It's more than quackery. I mean, this is deranged. It's like a kind of attempted murder. Like, this is like he's like killing people by giving these most ridiculous things that he's saying. Here, play this clip.
But in some areas, it's much worse than that, if you can believe it. 1 in 31. And I gave numbers yesterday. For boys, it's 1 in 12. I was told that's in California, where they have for some reason, a more severe problem.
Then there's more of Donald Trump saying, do not take Tylenol, do not take it. And if your fever is so bad, there's not much you can do if you're going to die and you're in so much pain. I'm not sure what you can do. Here, play this clip.
To Bobby and the group, let's do it now. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. But with Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it. And if you can't live, if your fever is so bad, you have to take one because there's no alternative to that. Sadly, first question, what can you take instead? It's actually, there's not an alternative to that. And as you know, other of the medicines are absolutely proven bad. I mean, they've been proven bad with the aspirins and the Advils and others, right? And they've been proven bad.
Then he goes back to talking about reducing drug prices by 1,000% and 900%, which again is an utter lie. Play this clip.
From you. And you know, we have something else called favored nations where I'm going to be reducing drug prices by 1,000%. by 900, 600, 500, 1,200. We're going to be reducing drug prices at levels never seen. It's called Favored Nations.
And if you didn't know already, you can't reduce something by 1,000%. That would literally mean the pharmaceutical companies are paying you. If something costs $1 and it's reduced by 1,000%, it means they pay you $1,000. It's utterly ridiculous. Prices are going up. Healthcare costs are going up. Donald Trump then says that we are the garbage can for the rest of the world as it relates to drug prices. Here, play this clip.
Favored nations, we're going to be paying what right now, we're like the garbage can for the rest of the world, and we have been for forever. We pay much higher for drugs than the rest of the world.
Then Donald Trump again goes back to his own medical recommendations based on the conspiracies that he feels. And he goes, don't let them pump your baby up with the largest pile of stuff you've ever seen in your life. What are you even talking about? Here, play this clip.
Don't let them pump your baby up with the largest pile of stuff you've ever seen in your life going into the delicate little body of a baby. Even if it's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you just break it up into, I would say 5, but let's say 4 visits to the doctor instead of 1. And certain things I think you should do. We've already taken out and are in the process of taking out mercury and aluminum now. You know what mercury is. You know what aluminum is. Who the hell wants that pumped into a body?
Then Trump tells a story that seems to be, again, just an utter lie about a woman who worked at one of his Trump buildings. And he goes, she had a beautiful blonde-haired boy and the boy died. And she said it was because of the vaccine that all of a sudden he died. And again, I can't emphasize enough how people are going to die because they're not getting their kids vaccines that keep them alive. Here, play this clip.
It's like 80 different vaccines and beyond vaccines, and 80. Then you give that to a little kid. I mean, I can tell you that I had a woman who worked for me, a beautiful, wonderful woman, worked in Trump Tower. And she had the most perfect child. Beautiful. Just perfect. And I remember this little blonde-haired boy running around the lobby of Trump Tower, so healthy and so vibrant. And I said, that's great. One day I came in and she was crying her eyes out behind the counter. She worked at the front desk. She was crying her eyes out. I've never, as much as I've ever seen anyone distraught, she was. I said, are you okay? What happened? My boy, I've lost my boy. What does that mean, your boy? My boy, you know him, sir. You've seen him grow up. He was so beautiful. And I took him for a vaccine, sir. And he developed this unbelievable, I think she said 107, 108. You know, it goes well beyond when this happens. It goes up to 106, 107, 108. You know, we hear 105 and you're in trouble, but it just goes up to a level that you never hear about, but it goes up very high. And it's fried. They get fried. She said, I took him, he developed an unbelievable temperature. And I've lost him, sir. He's gone. And then I saw the boy. It was so tragic to see. That was the following day. After the vaccine. And I've seen it 2 other times, and I think 3 other times, but 2 other times where they go to the doctor and they get the vaccine, they get the shot. The kid is, badly hurt. Let's be nice, badly hurt. And, just do it. Break it up into 5, break it up into 4, break it up into 3 if you have to, but go to the doctor 4 times instead of once, or 5 times instead of once. And for some reason, they insist that you put it all into the body, and maybe that's the drug companies that make more money that way. Maybe it's the doctors because they don't want to be, doing this so much. Maybe it's the doctors. They get maybe more money. Who the hell knows what it is? Don't do it. Get them broken into 4 or 5 visits. Do it 4 or 5. That means you have 20%, 25% what you're putting into the baby's body. It can only help.
Then you have Donald Trump's head of the FDA, Dr. Martin McCary. And then this guy goes, so what we're going to be doing is we're updating the labels for acetaminophen and Tylenol to now include what Donald Trump feels. What? Here, play this clip.
Today, the FDA is taking action to update the label on acetaminophen and sending a letter to all U.S. doctors letting them know about the risks in pregnancy. We now have data we cannot ignore.
And then you have RFK Jr. saying that he has never seen autism in somebody over the age of 70. The hell are you talking about? Here, play this clip.
Because you're only seeing this in people who are under 50 years of age. If it were better recognition or diagnosis, you'd see it in 70-year-old men. I've never seen this happening in people my age. I've never seen a case of full-blown autism, and that means profound autism. I want to be very careful. Head banging, stimming, toe walking, nonverbal, non-toilet trained. I've never in my life seen a 70-year-old man who looks like that. You're only seeing it in the kids. It's an epidemic.
And Donald Trump finishes this disastrous press conference by saying once again, Tylenol is not good. I'll say it, not good. Here, play this clip.
Commonly known as Tylenol during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary.
As I said, one of the most deranged pressers I've ever seen. You tell me what you think. And again, just to be very clear, what Donald Trump and those people said is utter lies. And this is so humiliating to the United States of America that this is taking place. Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. We've got to get the truth out, folks.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.